Thank you. There will be some incredible, pretty heavy stories told here this afternoon, life-changing experiences. This is not one of them. Has anyone out here ever rallied friends to venture out and steal some radishes? Maybe even a midnight raid on a patch of Brussels sprouts, something possibly fueled by alcohol or cannabis? Probably not. I won't even ask for a show of hands, it's so dark out there, but I do see some heads nodding. Pumpkins are a different story. Science may even prove a genetic predisposition in most Americans that at least suggests the desire to purloin a pumpkin under the cover of darkness, or maybe even more foolishly in broad daylight. Pumpkin farmer works hard to produce a crop for profit and legal adoption and really doesn't warmly embrace any illegal abduction. Whether your intent was merely some front porch adornment or road smashing, I caution you that if you were successful, you may have just been lucky. At harvest time, a pumpkin farmer rarely sleeps and now has access to an abundance of James Bond-like surveillance equipment. Believe me, there are few thrills that equal catching a pumpkin thief red-handed, or, as the case may be, orange-handed. So come along with me to a bright, sunny, beautiful Sunday afternoon on an 83-acre pumpkin field in Florence, a field that sadly now only grows soccer players, but that's another story for another day. I have a shiny silver, dilapidated Toyota pickup loaded beyond capacity in the middle of the field. Kind of an unmistakable sight. I'm startled to see a full-size pickup with 2 occupants and a bed full of corn stalks roll out into the field. I'm guessing they're probably not lost looking for the Arts and Industry building in Florence. It might have had something to do with the corn stalks. I'm somewhat surprised when they stop about 1/8 of a mile away. Keep in mind this is a pretty big field. I continue loading a few pumpkins on my truck. I'm highly adrenalized. I even put 3 or 4 in the cab. They actually work better than airbags. And I ease on over and ask the gentleman if they found any good-looking pumpkins. And without hesitation or really waiting for a reply, I escort him over to my license plate, audibly tearing a few fibers in his shirt collar, and explain to him that my license plate says Massachusetts Farm, and that makes me the F-A-R-M-E-R. It takes Einstein about 3 seconds to make the connection. Pumpkins are carefully returned to the field, and a large white truck with a dealership name and phone number boldly emblazoned the entire length of the truck exits the field. Monday morning call to the dealership, a gentleman's job is on the line. Seems his daughter and her boyfriend thought it might be a good idea to borrow the truck to grab some pumpkins. The dealership offers to buy 500 pumpkins. I was only kidding about that part. This is not how you steal a pumpkin. I recommend unmarked vehicle, maybe even throw a little mud on the license plate, but you didn't hear that from me. You've been kindly attentive so far, much to my surprise, so I have an additional tip for you. It's late at night in the farmhouse. I'm in the bathroom. I look out the rear window. I see a car slow to a stop next to the pumpkin field, and in what was more time than necessary for casual urination or a sofa deposit, I decide that probably pumpkins are the target. So I leap from the house into the same silver, dilapidated, small but mighty Toyota, fly up the road to a sliding stop behind the vehicle, and capture deer and dearest in the headlights with a pumpkin. I take about 5 steps over to their driver's side door, extract the keys from the ignition, and with my very best high school baseball arm, throw them across Route 5, down a 30-foot embankment, into a swamp. I return home to finish brushing my teeth. If you can't afford the pumpkin of your dreams, simply stop by the farm and summon your creative energy, spin a tale of compelling, heartfelt, tear-jerking financial woe. Include your 17 kids, a 3-legged dog, maybe 2 blind cats, and an orphan goldfish. The farmer will be happy to give you some pumpkins. Remember that always better to ask permission than beg for forgiveness. And if there's anyone in the audience that drives a powder blue Volkswagen convertible, it's just a matter of time, but I will get you. Thank you.